Hi, I'm Max.
Hi, and I'm Denise.
And welcome back to another edition of Urban Lifestyles. I have to say it's like the end of the summer show.
Well, yes, and we're now into fall, but it's
correct.
great weather of fall, so yeah, this is wonderful.
Yeah, we've got a great show. Some of the things we're going to be talking about is a piece that we did with Janice Carter. We can call her, what, a Louisville legend?
Yes.
Right. We also have a segment coming up with MSD, and we also had an opportunity to visit with some black golfers. We'll take a quick break and back with more right after this.
6.5, your man Nick Cannon is in the building and we taking over. We gonna be wildin' every morning. About to have some fun, y'all. Let's go up!
Press another move. Locking in to the Nick Cannon Morning Show, 6 to 10 on B.
Well, you know, I'm not a golfer myself, but it seems like all of my buddies are avid golfers. So get an opportunity to catch up with, they call it 3AG and African American golfers. So take a look at this piece. Well, we're at Oxmoor Country Club, and we're here for an event that's sponsored by 3AG, which is the African American Golfers Association. And I'm here with the man who made this all possible, who is Mr. Lee Cecil. First of all, welcome to Urban Lifestyles, and tell me how 3AG came about.
Well, last year during COVID, got a group of golfers together earlier in the summer, and it started off with about 6 guys, and then by the end of the summer we had about 60. So we said, let's formalize this thing, and at the beginning of the year we started the 3AGA.
So when you're looking at the 3AGA, when I was talking to you off camera, you were talking about you all even have a partnership with the Pro Golfers Association. So tell us about that.
Well, we're working on that right now. Yes, they contacted us earlier in the summer, and we're working on some programs to get more inclusion in the game, and we're going to work. We're working with them out of Florida, so we're really truly working with them at the PGA on growing this game in our community.
So tell us a little bit about the tournament that's going on today and this great trophy that I could possibly win. Well, there's no way in the world I could win.
Well, actually, the way our tournaments are set up, this is actually presenting this trophy today from last week's winner. Okay. So, but today is our tour championship. Our season is set up of 8 rounds. So we have an 8-round tour season where we play at different golf courses throughout the summer. And then at the end of the year, which is today, we have our tour championship. So today we will crown our tour champion, the best guy out there all season long. He will actually drive away in a Audi A4 that is a 1-year lease from one of our sponsors, Bluegrass Automotive. So it's an exciting day, plus a couple of dollars in cash. So
that is excellent. So it makes me, well, that's an inspiration for everybody to consider playing golf. Yes, driving around in a 2021 Audi, that doesn't get better than that.
Doesn't get better than that. And you know, we kind of introduced this to these guys as we want to create a PGA type experience for the amateur everyday weekend golfer. Not someone trying to go pro, but someone that really just has passion for the game and plays every weekend with his guys, but put some stakes on it, not just a couple of dollars in the skins game, but actually, hey, we got a car out there for you and a big check.
So tell us about some of the golfers that are playing today.
Oh wow, we've got a great group of guys out here. The one in particular really stands out is Mr. James Walker. He's from Jackson, Tennessee. He has been with us the entire season. He was actually the 16th person who signed up for our organization back in January, and he travels 4 hours with his wife every other weekend, comes down here and plays golf. He's an excellent golfer, and he actually will be starting our Tennessee version of the 3AGA.
Well, I'm here with one of the premier golfers with 3AGA, and that's Mr. James Walker. And you came all the way up from Jackson, Tennessee.
That's correct.
So, first of all, welcome to Urban Lifestyles. And how did you get so good?
I don't know if I would consider myself so good, but I've been playing probably since the early 90s and have just worked on it. I played basketball in college, played at Morehouse College, graduated in 1990, and as I got older, I couldn't go out and play basketball anymore. So I wanted to do something because I'm pretty competitive. So golf has allowed me to do that.
So what is it about golf that is, all of my friends tell me, once you get bitten, you're in it for life. So what is it?
I guess it's the challenge of the game because no 2 days are the same. You come out one day feeling great, hitting it great. The next day it's like you've never played before. So, being able to come out and trying to conquer the course every day is always a challenge.
And what is it like being a part of this organization with so many positive African American men?
Well, this is a great experience. I know I was looking for some type of a competitive situation and found this organization on the internet, and Lee and the other guys in the organization have been so gracious, and I just enjoyed coming up, having fellowship, and getting a chance to compete.
So as you can see, they are very committed. It started out with a small group. They're up in the 30s and 40s, and they've got a great partnership that's building with the PGA. So if it's something that you want to do, it's an opportunity to really get out and fellowship. And it's more than just about golf, but at the end of the day, of course, you want to be a good golfer.
Of course. You might need to take it up.
Yeah, it's one of those things, but right now I just don't have the patience. It's like,
It's a chilled
it is. And they like to ride around and, smoke cigars and drink their beers. It's a culture. And I'm just not that cool yet.
You want to go fast pace on tennis. Boom, 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 boom.
We'll take another break and back with more right after this.
At LG&E and KU, we're always working hard to make your life a little easier. Because we know you've got your hands full. Our new mobile app gives you the power to check your account balance, review your payment history, and effortlessly pay your bill from anywhere, while making it easier than ever to report and track power outages. Download the app today to get the convenience of LG&E and KU at your fingertips.
So Denise, you got an opportunity to catch up with our partners, MSD. So what's going on with them?
This is so exciting because they're talking about a career fair for students, because maybe there are options out there. If you don't want to go to get a 4-year degree, you can have trade, and trade is not like what it used to be. Okay. So let's just take a look. So I'm delighted to bring to you another good informative segment. I'm here with MSD because MSD also offers a lot of options when it comes to careers. I want to introduce you to Troy Smith. And Troy, welcome to Urban Lifestyles.
Thank you, it's very happy to be here.
Will you please share with what your exact position is with MSD?
I am the Operations Efficiency and Capital Program Administrator, and I've been here about 22 years.
Wow. When I found out about all the different career opportunities and options that MSD offers, please share with us about this exciting, I'm gonna call it a career, back in the day we called it Career Fair Day, that MSD participates in, and what does it mean for those young people who may not want to do a 4-year college program?
Sure, I sit on the board of K4C, and we've been together about 17 years. This will be our 16th year for the Construction Career Days. It is a great opportunity. It's one of opportunity. We let these children come out, and they're all high school individuals, and we let them come out to try different things. A lot of these kids are rural kids, some from here in Louisville, and we like to give them the opportunity to do different things. So it's a lot of hands-on, and they really love the event.
So when it comes to the different types of careers that you could have with MSD, just name about the top 3 that you can look at, because I think about construction for one, and is that basically what you all hone in on, or are there others?
We do a lot of construction, but we also have a lab, we have a flood protection, we do sanitary, we do drainage. We have all kinds of jobs, different types of jobs.
Okay. Now, do you all also have maybe some of the other employees who are currently operating in some of these professions there just to talk one-on-one to share their experiences with these students?
We absolutely do, because a lot of us, we came from some of these type of events, and we enjoy talking to other youths or really anyone that might have an interest in MSD. It's a great place to work, and really you have to love what you do to be able to come into work every day and give it 100%.
So Troy, at the fair, what are some of the activities that the students can participate in?
Well, as I mentioned, we have pipe cutting, which the students can have contests against their friends. We used a machine to do it, so it basically just times it out and the students write it up there how fast they are, so that's always a fun event. We have a manhole simulator where they have to climb way up, and then we hook them up to an apparatus and a harness, drop them down in what seems like a manhole. Some of our employees, they like to put fake rats and snakes and garbage and hang spiders down in the bottom. So you hear some screams when they get down there, but that really does simulate what we find in the sewers sometimes. We also have a catch basin cleaner. We have a Vector truck, which we allow the students to operate. We have a TV truck, which basically is like a huge remote control vehicle that we're able to send down the sewer. It runs off a gaming controller, just like the kids have. So when we hand that to them, they were right on it, and we're able to just remote control that thing all over the place, even better than we could.
So I'm just thinking at the top of my head, you bring in a group of students and here's something else, an option for them to explore. How do you, I'm gonna say, wean out certain criteria to see if these options in careers with MSD would be a good fit for them?
Well, it really depends on the students. By the time these students get to us, they have probably worked on farms, they've worked on machinery, they've worked with their hands. So it's almost like they've already got the knack for the trades, and we help them by setting up vendors with the hands-on to let them decide what really gets their interest, what grabs them, what makes their eyes light up, what do they enjoy doing. And you can see it when they step up to the booth and they like whatever they enjoy. Like we have a pipe cutting contest, and they can do it against their friends, and they all get timed, and it's a really fun event, so you can see them show that kind of interest, and we love that. So we just talk it up to them as much as we can at that time.
Well, Denise, once again, a great job, and it's good to show young people options.
Exactly. Now, if you see one of the employees, his name is Richard Jones.
Okay.
He was so passionate and so exuberant about his profession with MSD and his career, what he does, and it just got me excited. And I hope for a lot of students out there who consider maybe not wanting to go into debt and four-year college, there are a lot of other things to do with MSD, as well as the lab and all of that. So this was a wonderful segment, and I learned something new.
Kudos again to MSD and to you too as well for doing such a great job.
To note that those careers as well are lucrative.
All right. We'll take another break and back with more.
Fort. I'm a legal administrative assistant here at the water company, and I've been here for 5 years. Well, I chose a career here by chance. I actually started as a temporary worker, but the reason that I stayed became pretty clear quickly. I was offered a lot of opportunities for advancement, and that really made a big impact on me, and I decided to stay and really take advantage of the things that were offered to me. It feels really good to be a part of the makeup of part of the city of Louisville in response, of course, to the pandemic, being able to help customers, being a part of a program called Drops of Kindness, where we were able to help customers with their water bills during this pandemic. You really get to see how water is an essential thing, and it touches everyone's lives. And you walk away feeling really good that you were able to help someone. I am excited about the possibility of getting back to the office. I believe everyone is. It's been over a year and a half being away from the office, and I know the executive leadership team here is really working to make sure that everyone has a great time when they come back into the office and really get that camaraderie back. Something I do outside of Louisville Water to relax, I love to work out, I love to exercise, so I'm part of a CrossFit gym, and that's something that I like to do. I love to strength train and weight lift. If someone wanted to work at Louisville Water Company, I would definitely tell them to take advantage of the opportunity. They offer great benefits, competitive pay, and many opportunities for advancement.
So Denise, you got an opportunity to catch up with Janice Carter and find out what she's been into. So tell us a little about that.
I haven't known Janice. I've known of her singing career, and for me it was exciting because back in the days of New Birth, and there's a person here in Louisville, but let's just go look at the conversation I had with Janice Carter Williams. It's a lovely afternoon going into evening time, and I'm smiling because this is going to be an opportunity for me and for a little segment that's even more lovelier, because I want to introduce you to the lovely Miss Janice Carter Miller. Janice, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I have to say that to me you are a Louisville legend, and I'm going to tell you why I think that is because I have this opportunity to get up close and personal, to peel back some layers and find out a little bit more about your life and your career and your dreams that you're into that I didn't know before. And I'll just say this, is that in the 70s, I just knew that you were a part of a singing group called New Birth. And you know, back in the 70s, we're in our 20s and we're younger, and I was like, oh wow, she's right here from Louisville, and everybody was like hyped up. But basically, and I know you went on to perform in Europe and Las Vegas, so let's just start with what was the springboard for you, how you got in from school to the New Birth, and then take it from there.
Okay. Well, I just say I'll start at the beginning and run through real quickly for you. Born in Beecher Terrace, first dance lesson at Baxter.
Oh wow.
With Mary Louise King. Then I became a Lanita Rockette. For about 10 years I took dance lessons.
So you're already about performing. Okay, come on.
I'm already performing, And then in high school, I won the Louisville Defender Miss Exposition.
Oh, I remember those.
Yes, that's when Louisville had the biggest expo in the country, and we went to sleep and Naptown woke up.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that happened. And then winning Miss Exposition allowed me to win a scholarship, so that took me to Kentucky State.
And your talent, I would say, was?
I sang.
Okay.
I sang. My mother thought I could sing. I didn't pay much attention to it. I did it as a favor to my mother.
Ah.
Come sing at the church team. Mr. So-and-so died. Somebody's getting married.
Okay.
So then I would kind of, do what my mother wanted me to do and go back home and put my jeans on and go play ball. Because I was an athlete.
Oh, okay.
Going to Shawnee, I ran track.
Wow.
So go to Kentucky State. I come home one summer. I'm over to the Caribbean Lounge in the Big A Shopping Center.
Yes.
If you can remember that.
Yes.
Doing talent contest.
Okay.
Won that when somebody said, Harvey Fuqua is coming to Louisville to perform a singing group, and you should go audition. So somebody put me in touch with him. I auditioned. I became a part of the New Birth.
Wow. Okay.
Do New Birth, go on the road, go to New York, big showcase, 17 people, no money.
Okay.
First royalty check, $27.
Okay.
I said, oh no, this would never do. So I went back to Kentucky State.
Okay.
I got my degree, but I had been bitten by the bug. So now it's time for me to just spread my wings. I got a chance to sing back up for a group called The Undisputed Truth, which took me to Detroit.
Yes.
Left Detroit, went to LA. In LA, I'm at a music festival. It's called the BRE Music Festival. There was a black radio exclusive newspaper. And I'm coming down the escalator, and this Billy Paul, me and Mrs. Jones, is going up. Janice Carter. I need a backup singer.
Me and Mrs. Jones.
Yeah.
That's iconic. Okay.
But see, Billy Paul used to play here in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where I met him.
Okay.
Because he had lived here in Louisville. So I went on the road with Billy. When I left Billy, I moved to Las Vegas. and auditioned for Lola Falana.
Wow.
And sang with Lola for a couple of years. And then it, that was, that I had sung for a superstar.
Right.
So
right.
then it was like, so what do you do? Do you stay doing that or do you go on your own? I said, well, I think I'm ready to go on my own right now. So
Okay, so that means you have some chutzpah, that
Yeah.
spirit.
I had a
in you.
little chutzpah, yes. So I went on my own, did my first gig in Atlantic City, New Jersey at Valley Park Place.
Wow.
And so I did Atlantic City, I did New York, I came back to Las Vegas and did almost every casino on the Strip.
Wow.
I lived in Vegas for almost 35 years. So,
Wow. Didn't know that.
Then after I did Las Vegas, I moved to New York for 3 years. Then I moved back to Vegas. Then I moved to Paris for 5 years.
Wow.
And so I worked in 5-star hotels most of the time in Paris.
And just real quick, what was life like in Paris for you?
Absolutely formidable. Wonderful, wonderful. Best 5 years. I have stepping milestones. Kentucky State were 4 of the best years of my life.
You're back here now, and I know in Louisville you probably have performed, but you're doing something else. You have podcast. Share a little bit about
Yes, guess who's coming to dinner? This came about when last year, when all the uprising, the protests, the murders, the deaths, the racial discord in the country, in our city,
Yes.
came about. Now, I'm a child of the civil rights movement. I remember protesting open housing out in South Louisville when I'm 16, 17 years old, going to Quinn Chapel for meetings before you go, getting locked up in Children's Center and tell my mother if I'm not home by 10 o'clock, come get me, I'll be at Children's Center.
So you're grasping all these type stories now with your podcast? Are you?
Well, the reason for the podcast, it was like now people were ready to have a conversation about race. And so I said, well, so let me see if I can't facilitate this conversation about race because we need to talk about it.
Denise, that was a fantastic interview. And again, as you always say, pull back the layers and find out something that we didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't. And she is still embarking on, furthering her career now, still going into entertainment of interviewing and in her podcast and going to have a TV show and all that. So it still goes on, the chapters, and I don't think she'll ever slow down.
And the story continues. We'll take another break and back with more right after this.
It's time to crack an egg.
Easy, any style egg works here.
Or smile.
Well done, this looks great.
Time to share a story.
I have a great way to start our discussion.
With old friends or new ones.
When you're a caregiver.
Time to breathe in.
Inhale up, good job.
Then let it all out. It's never been easier to connect, learn, and have fun.
Cheers.
So let's do it together. Come find us at aarp.org/.
Well, as you know, summer's ending, we're into fall, and the only thing that I hate about going into fall is going to be less days that we're going to be able to get out on our bicycles.
Yeah, especially if you want to go late in the evening because the days are shortening.
Right.
And you start out in the mornings, they're cool and crisp, but, I have the right attire, so that part is good.
Right, so here's another tip from Middle of Town Cycling. Well, we're back again at Middle of Town Cycling, which is right at the Waterson Expressway, Bardstown Road, right behind Sullivan Bakery. As many times as I've said it, you'd think I'd get it right every time. And I'm back here with Nira. And today we're talking about bicycle computers and electronics. So tell me why they have become so fashionable and so important.
Well, the main idea behind these computers is to kind of track your stats. And some of the stats that people care to look for are their cadence, their heart rate, monitor when to speed up, when not to speed up, when to keep the cadence going at a certain level. So basically these are the different kind of computers that can help you attain those goals, and that's what it is.
All right. And when we're looking at these computers, I'm sure there has to be a range from the novice to the person who's out there riding 100 plus miles.
Absolutely.
So let's start here with what you have in your hand.
So basically there are two main competitors in these computer world, biking computer world. One is Garmin, as everybody knows. We all know Garmin. But the other competitor is this company over here called Wahoo. They make several different kind of computers, from entry level to high tech. They almost look like a cell phone. They've got touch screens and they've got colored screens, and they work wirelessly through Bluetooth or just wirelessly. But they have features, the way they feel, the way they look, the way they operate, the way they link to different applications, the way they load onto the cloud. You can then use these routes that you have biked through and share it with your friends. Your friends can ride the same route. So it's just a way of staying in touch with fellow community bikers, and see what other people are riding, what they're riding at, what their pace is, how much power they're putting in, and it's just a fun way of going out and riding.
So when we're looking at this Garmin right here, what's the difference between this one and some of the other pieces
So
that
these
we're
are
looking at?
accessories to the computer. So
Okay.
this, I would say, is the entry-level computer from Garmin. It's $199. It's a very basic computer, black screen. It's not touch screen. You got to toggle buttons on the back. Gives you a few pieces of information, data points. But again, if you look at this computer, which is the one above it, it has a color screen and gives you a little bit better navigation, GPS maps loaded on it, and then so on and so forth. Now these accessories are speed and cadence sensors, so once you install these on your bike, it tells you at what rate, what speed you're going on, how fast you're going. It also tells you at what cadence you're going, so how your revolutions are, how many revolutions a minute are you doing. And then you have accessories like the light, and these light all connect with the computer, where they turn off and turn on, or go brighter or go to a different mode, all based from your computer. And then you have the heart rate monitor, which tracks your heart rate, and you don't want to get fatigued too quickly. You don't want to push too hard too quick, and then lose your breathing and lose your the pace that you're going at. And so this kind of tells you at what pace what heart rate beat that you need to be at, and where to control it, where to push it, where to sprint. And so these are just the markers that people use to be able to ride better.
And when you're looking at the heart rate monitor, would you recommend this for someone who's maybe had some health issues, or is it just for the average person?
It's for both. The good thing about heart rate monitors, if you all know, we all have Apple Watches and things like that, and they keep an eye out on how your heart rate is performing. This is more to do with just for people who either have a heart problem or people who are just trying to maintain a certain kind of rate of exercise or activity that they want to perform at a certain heart zone. So a lot of people, if you look at age groups, have to be in a certain zone of activity to burn so many calories, and I think that is what this will mainly help people for.
Okay. And so if I am coming out, I'm the novice, I'm going to get one of these. If I come in here, what's the kind of information you're going to give me to help me to determine what type of device I need for myself?
So basically, we're going to first ask you all the questions, like what kind of riding are you doing, how much do you ride a week. We will, based on that, can kind of point you and guide you to what each particular computer can and cannot do for you, and tell you all the features about each of these computers. And if it fits your budget and if it does everything that you need to do, that's what we're going to go with.
Well, we talk every week about the importance of getting vaccinated and just how it can really make a difference, not only in your lives, but in the lives of someone that you know.
Yeah. Basically, the numbers are continuing to rise, and people are being put more and more into harm's way, if you could say. Now, I did hear something interesting that says maybe there should be a mandate or something put in on a political realm, where if people feel that their rights are being taken away from them, just sign a waiver saying, I opt not to take the vaccine. I put my own self in jeopardy, and if they sign the waiver, that means if and when they get sick, they do not jeopardize the lives of the healthcare workers who are on the front line.
Oh, that makes sense.
So if you don't want the shot, then you don't want the treatment.
Right.
And I've heard a lot of conversation around that.
And the story will continue. So again, we encourage everybody to get out and take the shot. Take care of yourself, take care of someone that you love, just take care of the community in general. And again, that's our PSA. And you know what? I think that's our show.
And that's our time.
And we'll see you back here next time on Urban Lifestyles.
Bye.